Hello one and hello all and welcome to another crafting adventure. And today we're not going to quite go back to the bead kits yet because there's something we must do. Now is the beginning of May and that means Golden Week here in Japan, and before it finishes, May 5th, we must make carp streamers. Yes. Well, you can see carp streamer here, or the koinobori if you want to go for the Japanese word. And you can see this is a nice kit from Daiso to make one easily. Mostly just made of folded paper and glue, I presume. Haven't opened it yet. The only downside to this kit is it does require all of these things here, which I have prepared in advance. The only thing that is difficult is the cord, because you can see it needs string here, but I did it. So, let's begin. So, inside the box we have the carp, the wooden bit with the wheel at the top, and the side base with this bit. Okay, not sure what these are yet, but I'm sure the instructions will explain. Okay, well, it seems quite simple. First things first, we gotta make the blue, red, black carp with the rainbow piece at the top, which I guess means we need this one and these. And it's a case of cutting them out and then gluing this bit on the inside of this side till it creates a circular shape. Like so. Yes, you can see I have cut out the blue carp and glued it into this cylindrical shape. Now, one thing you will notice is that these have a small line on the top here and another one on the bottom, which is where you can puncture a needle and put the string through. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you how much string to use, it just says to make sure you have lots. So I guess you can cut it short later. But next, we must do the red and the black one. The three fish are now done, the small, medium and large, and that is the order they will be on the string. Finally, I have also cut out the rainbow piece here, cutting halfway down each one of these to give it a kind of blowing in the wind effect. This one only connects at that end there, and again there's the line here for where the string goes, if the camera will focus, and again on the back in the same place. Now, you can cut these before you, cut the whole thing out and stick it together, or with the blue one, you can see I made a small hole simply by putting a very thin needle through and then using a toothpick to make it larger. Now, I will see if this is actually good enough for the string. If it is, then it's probably the easiest method. Success! Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Yes, I managed to get them through by threading this string on an even larger needle and then just pulling it through all four in the correct order. And so far it looks quite nice. I will say the quality of this paper is quite high, which probably explains why there were no additional tools. However, next stage, we must build the wooden stand. Or paper stand. The stand! Yes, now there is a very faint hole here and another one at the bottom here which we need to make because that is how the carp connect to it. And on the top here we have this extra hole which is for the pinwheel, which will go on later. So, we need to cut this out, fold it along these lines and glue it on these panels to create a hexagonal prison. Voila! It is done. Yes, I have folded it very carefully, and I will say take your time with these folds because they're easy to mess up and this paper creases very easily. Additionally, I managed to get the top down quite nicely after some trying. It's not easy. On an additional point, I will say make sure you thread the string before you glue this together because it's going to be very, very difficult to do it as it is quite long. Additionally, these bottom pieces are nice and open and frayed because they are glued later. So, next stage. Well, we gotta make the black base. So, first things first, cut it out and fold it and glue the tabs together on the side. I'd like to add one thing as well. when cutting this hole here, I did use a crafting knife just to make it a little bit easier, and I recommend doing the same yourself. But once it's all done, got to do the white one. Although with this one, make sure you fold it so this is on the outside, and you have to cut this out as well. Gonna need that knife again. Done. And yes, you can see I cut the hexagon out there and glued it with the words on the outside. Now this piece should fit into here, lining up quite nicely like that, because that is where the stick is going to go. But before I glue that in place, it's important to finish this piece because we need to tie the string under the blue carp, like so. Yes, make sure it's tied quite tightly so the actual pieces don't wobble too much. Okay, so next we have to glue this inside here on these side pieces, then fold these inwards, push it through both layers, fold them out on the bottom and glue them on the underside. Hopefully it should be like this, but if you are slightly better than me, you could probably get all 6 through. Yeah, once you put it through the top one, they kind of open up and then you can't actually get it through the bottom one, but I got 4 in and that should be enough. And hopefully now it stands up. Nice. Okay, so the final thing we need to do is make the pinwheel for the top. For that, first we must cut both of them out. Ugh, don't like cutting circles. Had to change the angle of the camera. And as you can see at the top of the pole, I have made the hole slightly larger by pushing the toothpick all the way through. And additionally, on the 2 pinwheel pieces, I have made a toothpick size hole. And all you need to do now is use the toothpick to push it all the way through, and then just cut the end of the toothpick to hold it all in place. Like so. And it kind of spins a little bit. Next, okay, we have this white square here, and that is for the final piece. And this one's one of the easier pieces. You just cut it out, fold it along, and glue the pieces together to create a sort of squarish shape, like this. This was actually quite tricky to do because it's quite long and thin, so it's difficult to get your finger in to hold the sides out to get it actually to stay together. But once it's done, just attach this bit here to this bit here, and you're done. As a quick reminder, this is what the packaging says it will look like. Your fish, the colourful thing, the wooden plaque here, and the kind of brownish, well, it looks blackish through the camera, but the dark brown stand with a small pinwheel. And what does it actually look like? Bing! Here it is. Yes, it's actually very satisfying to look at. I mean, it wobbles a bit. Well, I suppose that's what it's supposed to do, as it is a carp streamer. You can adjust the string to whatever length you want. Oh, gotta be careful with that one. And it does have this small pinwheel and the little wooden block there. The paper itself is very good quality, and apart from the fact that you need the string and a few extra pieces, well, I say for 100 yen, there you are. And that's that. If you want to have your very own 100 yen carp streamer, you can get them from Daiso, and they're easy to make, and they, well, look like this. Probably better if you are better than me at using scissors. Yes, I am not so good. But there you are. There's your Japanese carp streamer.